video, I will be showing you my Tri-Droid MOC. So this is a custom build that I've been working on for the past month. And so I'm going to be showing you all the features that I've implemented into it and how accurate it is to the actual design of it. And I will be giving you my review of my own build, like what I would rate it. So anyways, let's jump into it. So let's talk about the head of my Tri-Droid. So the head of it can rotate a full 360 degrees, and it can rotate either way as I was showing you, and I did this by adding a Rubik's Cube design on the inside. So I actually took the Rubik's Cube design from some YouTuber. I'll put the link of it in the description, or I'll just show it on the screen where I got it from. But anyways, I ended up using his design to how to build the inside of it. So there's a Rubik's Cube thing that's pushing on all 6 sides of it, really so it's pushing on all the sides, making it really strong. And because of that, it's able to rotate, which not many other models can do. And also, I gave it the accurate markings on the Treadroid. So the actual Treadroid has a little dome thing right here, which is right above the blaster or the gun of it. And then there's 3 stripes that lead to the next one. And then I added 3 more stripes to the next one, and then 3 stripes back to this. So this is probably the most accurate you can probably get with the Treadroid head. And so yeah, this took me 10 days to design this. I originally tried making a smaller head, but I found that was really difficult to actually add all these things in there. So I had to make it bigger, which makes it a little bit top heavy, but I was actually able to make the model strong enough to support this, which is really awesome. And so I also added the 3 guns that you can see on the Tri-Droid in the TV show The Clone Wars and in the Star Wars universe. So I added those 3 guns, and then there's usually a little dome thing above the gun. So I was able to do that using a little slope piece and using some little skeleton arms and stuff like that. And so that's how I got this, and I think this is the most accurate you can probably get a Tri-Droid head to be, unless LEGO makes their own set of it. Alright, so moving from the head to the legs, I actually connected the legs to the head using 2x2s with axle holes in them that are the color blue. And also, if you look in the picture right here, hopefully, there is these little antenna pieces, or little bar things, that are down here, and so I was able to recreate that in LEGO, and that's pretty accurate in my opinion. And then if we come down here, here's the little base where the legs connect to, and it was a really interesting design of how to do that. And so I ended up kind of taking the design from PhinixBuildingStudios, I think is what his name is. I'll put the link to his mock of it. But anyways, I managed to figure out his design of it, and so I implemented that into mine. And then so that's how I was able to connect these legs to it. And the legs can move, and so that's pretty cool, not gonna lie. And also, if you look at the real Treadroid, there's these little bar, not bar things, but these little ball joints, which actually allow the legs to move. And so I kind of did that and represent that in LEGO, but I didn't have enough of these guys, so I kind of had to use the pieces that I had. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the design of it. And so if you look at the picture right over here, you can see that the legs have a lot of detailing to them. And so there's these bumps, so I was able to recreate that in LEGO. And also there's these little fin things on top, so I was able to recreate that also in LEGO. And then if we move down, there's the little stick thing down there, so I was able to add that too. And then there's the leg joint, and then there's this little spike thing, so I was able to recreate that in LEGO as well. And then moving down, this is where, so there's supposed to be 4 joints to this thing, and so there's supposed to be one here, but I wasn't able to add that since I made mine so long, and so I just ended up adding it there. So you can imagine that there's a little joint there. But if we come down here, the actual model is not flat like this, but I wanted to make this as stable as possible so that this thing doesn't accidentally fall over because of the head is so heavy. And so I ended up making the legs flat, and they kind of look like elf shoes, not gonna lie, which is kind of funny. And so my Treadroid, as I was saying, is really heavy. And so it uses these translucent pieces to actually help stabilize the thing and to actually hold the thing up. And this design actually can hold itself up, but you have to tie rubber bands around this thing. But it can hold up. And I would show you that, but I'm too lazy to reattach those rubber bands because it's really difficult to do that. But once you do that, it can actually hold up pretty well. And so I've done that once, and I think it worked pretty well. But my design of the Treadroid is actually based off of the version 2 of it. So I originally wanted to base this off of the design from Season 7 of the Clone Wars, but I couldn't find any images of any of the the Octuptarra Tri-Droids from the Season 7 of it. I tried looking it up, and I couldn't find any. You might be able to, but I couldn't. And so I started basing my design off of the first version from the 2007 or 9 Clone Wars TV movie show thing, I want to say. But eventually I did find images of the Treadroid version 2 that I was trying to build. And so, unlike PhinixBuildingStudios or however you pronounce his name or whatever his name is, I'm sorry, but his design was kind of ugly because you could see all these like little the connection point that he had to actually add the legs to like connect it to the body of the Treadroid. And so I ended up getting past that because I built this dome thing, and since I was basing this off the version 2 of it, the version 2 actually has a jet engine to propel the thing into the air so it can actually fly, which is insane. These guys can fly into combat. And so I ended up adding the jet engine, and so I might be the first person to ever add a jet engine to Tri-Droid. I'm not sure about that, but I really like this design, and I implemented a design I found actually on YouTube Shorts from a brick master builder dude. I'll put the link in the description to like how he did it if I can find it. But I ended up using that design with the little tracks where you connect the 1x4s onto it, and so that design worked out a lot better than I thought it would. And so it actually looks like a jet engine, kind of, in my opinion. And so it looks pretty accurate, in my opinion. I think it looks pretty good. And it has play features. You can spin it around. And the legs move pretty freely, which is pretty cool. Although they like automatically come back to the spot, which is nice. Although the head, as you might see, it kind of like bobbles around a bit. But I guess that's just an unintended play feature, because now you can go pew, 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 like that, I guess. I don't know. But yeah. This design I think is pretty good, and if I had to give it a rating, I think I'd give it 8 out of 10. I mean, this is like the first like accurate Tri-Droid in my, I think, because the head is actually split into thirds, which everyone's design that I've seen, it's not split into thirds. Like some people just kind of like leave out the dome pieces, like Forged and Lego did. And some people just don't even try to build the Octuptarra version of the Tri-Droid. They build the Utapau version, which is pretty cool in my opinion. But I wanted to go with the hardest one possible because, well, come on. Having the title of the first person to build a pretty accurate Tri-Droid is pretty nice in my opinion. So yeah, that's what I've been working on for the past month, and I'm really happy with the design. And the thing is really big, and I'm going to give you a comparison to how big this thing actually is. So here's a 501st Trooper and a regular Pilot B1 Battle Droid. And so this is the comparison to them. So this is how big my Tri-Droid really is compared to minifigs. Like, this thing is a behemoth. Like, I'm not sure if this is minifig scale, but it definitely feels like it's minifig scale. And if this comparison wasn't good enough, here's a AAT compared to it. I think that looks pretty good. It might be a little bit smaller than how it really is. I mean, I definitely think it's minifig scale, but it probably could not be. And here's a droid carrier transport thing to show you how big this thing really is. And so if we actually move this guy out of the way, I can show you a comparison of my model versus the AT-AT. Here is the 2020 LEGO Star Wars Playscale AT-AT for comparison. And if you look closely, well, maybe I have to put this thing above it. But if you look closely, this thing is actually taller than this guy by like a few plates, which is absolutely insane to me. Like, this thing is so big that like this thing feels like a UCS set to me. Like, the legs of this thing, like, I'm not sure if I showed you, but the legs can actually rotate around. And this thing is so big that it doesn't even fit on my little display. Like, look at this. The legs come off of this. I was originally going to build Season 7 Lego Star Wars, like, clone battle from, like, the bridge scene that's, like, you can see in the beginning of the Season 7. And so I was going to try to build that, but this thing is so big that it can't even fit on the, like, the shelf that I was actually going to put this thing on. But yeah, this thing is a behemoth. Like, this thing is as big as the AT-AT. And if LEGO was going to release a set of this thing, I think it would be like 80 to maybe 90 bucks maybe. And maybe like 60 bucks if you're lucky. But I think it would be 80 bucks. Like, that's probably the max that could be, honestly. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the result of this thing. I mean, for being my first ever huge MOC of like a vehicle, I think that I did a really good job of it. And I'm surprised that no one has ever actually built a head that's divided by 3 before. Like, I'm not sure why no one has ever done it. I guess it was a bit of a challenge, I will admit that. But, like, it's not impossible. I mean, I did it. So I'm surprised I'm the first one to do it. I mean, people have been making these things since, like, 2013 or 2013 or something crazy like that. And so yeah, everybody, you got beated by a 13-year-old. A 13-year-old figured out how to design this. So if I can do it, Lego can do it. So hopefully, maybe in like a few years, we'll see a Lego set of this thing. And so anyways, that's it, guys. If you want to see a build tutorial how to do this, this video has to get at least 100 likes, at least. And so yeah, though, if you really want to see one, I'll probably do one anyways. I don't really care about the likes, but it would be really appreciated if you did hit that like button. And so yeah, I'll make a build tutorial of this thing pretty soon, hopefully. I mean, on my YouTube banner, I advertise free build tutorials. So yeah, so stay tuned for that, I guess. And so anyways, don't forget to execute Order 66 on that like and subscribe button, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace!